Hey, how are you? My name is Issa. First, let me say hi to everybody out there. Hope you're doing well in your recovery and in your life in general. And I know it's hard sometimes, but I know you can do it. I know that because I do it, and a lot of other people do it. So it's really not that difficult if you put your mind to it and if you follow suggestions and have a rigorous construct in your recovery. That being said, let's today talk about question marks and periods. Now, when I say question marks, I mean question marks that you might have with certain facts or things in your life that you don't really understand, and you're asking yourself questions like, why did I never have a father? Or why did my mother come and visit me? Or why did that girl not love me when I loved her? You know what I mean? Why did they fire me? Or why this? Or why that? You're asking these questions, and these questions leave you open for pain, leave you open for the disease of addiction, who's just sitting back here ready to answer that question with drugs, alcohol, stuff like that, bad behaviors. You know what I mean? Because in real life, he don't have the answer. In real life, nobody has the answer. Some of these questions are never going to be answered. Did OJ really do it? Who knows? You're never going to know that. You think you know it? You don't know nothing. You know what I mean? Where's Jimmy Hoffa? You know where that is? You don't know that either. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you don't know that you're never going to know. And if you lament the not knowing, you will leave yourself open. So instead of concentrating on the question, concentrate on the period. Let me tell you how that might look. Why didn't that girl love me like I loved her? Change that to a period statement, which is, that girl don't love me. That girl don't love me. Now, once you are able to come to that realization and not make it a question, but just make it a statement, then you can live the answer. You can live it. You can just live that statement. That girl don't love me. And then move on. Deal with it. I'm not telling you to deal with it by yourself. It's hard to deal with some things. So you ask for help, which is what the recovery process is all about. Call your sponsor. Call your sober support network. Talk to your family, so on and so forth. If these questions that you're asking yourself turn into statements and you have trouble dealing with those statements, then you must ask for help with those statements. Ask for help with dealing with those. Don't just do it by yourself. But we're not even to that point. We're still at the questioning point. Why, God, did you take this person from me? Why? When you're never going to get the answer. You cannot start healing until you turn that into a statement. That person's no longer here. God took him. Not why, because you're not going to know that answer. He's not going to call you up and say, this is why I did that. You got a couple minutes, I'll talk to you about it. He's never going to say that. You have to realize that. She's never going to call you up and say, listen, this is why I can't be with you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have the ability to love. You know what I mean? If I had any ability to love, it would be you. So please don't feel bad about it. They're not going to say that to you. What they're going to say is, bye, and you have to deal with it. It's just life, man. It's just life. We all have to live it. You know what I mean? The trick is to find out how to live it, and that's by putting question statements and turning them to periods. Okay? Something to think about. It's worked for me, and I believe it can work for you. In the meantime, have a good recovery.